Okay, long story short, I usually stay in my apartment because I live in the ghetto, and today I decided to venture out, and I went over to my next door neighbor's house, and she took me to one of our other next door neighbor's houses who I don't really talk to ever, and there's a good reason why, apparently. I go over to his house, and I'm just sitting there talking to her and her daughter, and just hanging out with them. There was a older Spanish lady there who was drunk, extremely drunk, and she started talking to herself and screaming in Elizabeth's direction, which is my next door neighbor's daughter. So my next door neighbor gets really defensive, and she's like, "Don't yell at my daughter," blah blah blah. So then they argue, and finally they stop. Rhonda sits down. No, Carlisle. Sorry, he's trying to get in my chicken tortilla soup. I made a bowl. See. I would say it smells good, but I don't know because I'm sick. Um, I can tell you it tastes good. I tasted it earlier. It was pretty good. So like, I'm kind of like, okay, this drunk lady is just, drunk people make me laugh. Yeah, they really do. It's part of the reason why I want to open a bar, because drunk people are really funny. I think that I may even try to get them to sign some user agreements. That way, before they drink, saying that if they do any stupid in my bar, the videos can be posted online for my profitable gain or humor. So I am kind of freaked out because this lady starts to get really drunk, and she continues drinking to the point where she's like so trashed that she can't even stand up. And so like they keep giving her beer after beer after beer, and she's like chugging them. It takes her like as long to chug that as it takes me to chug a Dr. Pepper. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're supposed to kind of sip your beer. Slow down, lady, you're already pretty trashed. And then they give her a double shot of gin on the rocks. And so I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so she downs that, and she drinks it faster than she drinks her beer. She asks for another one, so then they give her another one. And then she's on her third double gin on the rocks, and she's drinking a beer too, and she starts to get really drunk, starts talking about dying and going to heaven and taking a picture with of her incest cousin who is in love with her, who gave her this pretty charm bracelet for Valentine's Day, and how he wants to have sex with her and have kids and all of that. And I go into how incest is wrong, and how if you have children with someone that is blood to you, it can cause adverse effects in the children. And I said, there have been studies on this, it's been medically proven that it can happen. My cat was inbred, and she has a flat face and looks like a rabbit. She gets made fun of all the time by anybody who comes over, and she's called a Chinese orphan. Like, they call her the Chinese orphan because inbred can cause those effects. And so she's like, but he loves me, blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, you probably shouldn't go there. So then finally, all of that's over, and there's a knock on the door, and Rhonda gets up to answer the door, and there is a older black gentleman standing there with the most horrified look on his face, and with like a mixture of pure hatred, and he said, "The bitch stabbed me back." He said, "I stabbed her and she stabbed me back." And he has blood all over both of his hands, and it's like all like on his chest, like right here on his chest, in the middle, like, yeah. And he's just gushing blood, and it's running all down his shirt, and it's all over his hands, dripping down his arms, and it looks really gross. And so, like, I was like, on that note, I think we should leave. So I grabbed all of my stuff, all of Rhonda's stuff, and I practically sprinted out the door. I was like, Elizabeth, get your things, we're leaving. And so, like, Rhonda and Elizabeth kind of followed me back to the apartment in a daze. And, like, I sat down in Rhonda's chair, and I was like, did that just happen? She was like, yes, it did. A guy got stabbed. And I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down in this chair now, and I'm not going to move. I am terrified. Can we lock both doors? We locked the outside door and the inside door, and I'm kind of freaking out. And so then this guy comes over, and it's one of Rhonda's other friends, and he starts talking to me like, you should work for me, blah, 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 trying to pimp me. And I'm like, no, you're not going to pimp me. I'm not a hoe. I'm not a prostitute. We're going to take care. So, stop. I was like, I understand this is the ghetto. You think that the girls over here are ghetto, but I'm not like that. So then he starts trying to get Rhonda to do it. Rhonda's like, nope, my game is my daughter and myself. That's it. So then, like, he sits there and he gets mad at me. He's like, so why do you act like you're too good for me? And I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the $160 you stole from me the first day you ever met me. And he was like, oh, you're going to keep bringing that hoe ass shit up. And I was like, yeah, because $160 of my money, you stole it. So, I mean, obviously, you're not that great of a person to do business with. Why would I want to associate with myself with you? And he's like, oh, well, you just hold grudges and blah, 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 like all white people. And I was like, no, that's not a grudge. You just did it less than like 3 months ago, so that's not a grudge. I'm trying to be smart. I'm not trying to get another $160 stolen. I'm trying to control and keep my shit. And so he's like, whatever, you're weak, and I'm like, okay, go ahead and keep thinking that. And so finally, like, it's just really frustrating living in the ghetto. A little bit scary. And I kind of want to go out and buy a gun? No, maybe a crossbow. That way whenever I shoot them for trying to do something crazy, like break into my apartment or something, they're like, what the fuck, man? I got an arrow sticking through me. It's a little bit more dramatic than a bullet. I think that's the reason why I want a crossbow. I think it's a little bit cooler than a bullet. Because then they have some crazy story. Some crazy white bitch lived in the ghetto, shot them with a bow and arrow, and nobody would ever mess with me again. So, yeah. I think that might work. Okay, so it would also kind of fill my Xena fantasies. I'll get to fill those if the world ends this year, 2012, if the apocalypse happens. I'm gonna go, first thing I'm gonna do, and while everybody else is taking the guns and leaving the bow and arrows, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna take a bow and arrow from the academy. Yep, hell yeah. I'm gonna get a bunch of arrows, get one of those sharpening stones, that way I can make my own arrows. Hell yeah, baby, we're in Texas. There's plenty of flint out here. I'm gonna do that. Let me get a tissue. Hold on. So yeah, that way whenever when the world ends, I can still be my little superhero. Bro, I guess that would require me to get skinnier, huh? Oh, okay, so yeah. In love-related news, there is this guy who I met last night, and I thought he was absolutely adorable. Obviously, he didn't think the same, because nothing happened between us. Would have been interesting if something had. He was really cute, and he kept giving me facial expressions like he was into me. Yes, he thinks I'm crazy or something. Possibly. But we sat there talking about music, Deftones, and all that stuff. He was a country boy. He has several tattoos, including an anarchy one. He used to have long hair. So he's like the rocker boy, but he's a rocker country boy. And I was like, And he made me laugh, and it's really hard to make me laugh, really hard. So I was like, holy crap, this guy's absolutely amazing. He was like, well, I'll text you and we can hang out tomorrow and we can go to the drive-in next weekend. And I was like, oh, okay, that'd be really cool, you know? Um, Never texted me back. I think it's because when he asked about having sex with me, I told him no. I said I don't have sex with guys on the first night. And he was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah. And he was like, but it'd be a fun thing. And I was like, no, I don't have sex with guys on the first night. Sorry. And so, like, he got mad. And he was like, come on, it'd be fun. And I was like, no, it wouldn't. I don't think it would. For me, it would not be fun. So he was like, yeah, it would. And I was like, no, it wouldn't. So finally, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to bed. I'll catch you later. And I fell asleep watching Planet of the Apes. But yeah, this morning, whenever I texted him, and I was like, hi, how are you? How'd those 2 parties you went to last night go? Never texted me back. I was like, holy shit, I guess he's not going to talk to me anymore because I really wouldn't have sex with him. It's weird. It was really weird. Kind of sucks. I mean, not because not that he won't talk to me because I didn't have sex with him. Like, I'm not saying that I wanted to. He was very cute by all means, but it's kind of gross. So, yeah, Planet of the Apes last night. It was pretty cool. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. The apes were smart. The ape talked. The ape talked. That was a shocker. It was like evolution. It was weird. Really weird. It created evolution. Mankind created evolution in a vaccine. It was weird. But yeah. So yes, this is the conclusion of my video for today. Hope everybody has a good night. Oh! Jaime, here's your shout out. You asked me earlier in a text message from Facebook to give you a shout out. So shout out, Jaime! Woo! Okay, welcome everybody. Okay, Deftones are okay. I love 5 Finger Death Punch, as y'all already know. The drunk crazy lady kept talking about my cat. It was weird. She just kept saying, do you know Carlisle? And I was like, yeah, it's my cat. Excuse me. Yeah, so that was interesting. The crazy drunk lady may have been talking to the ghost that's been in my apartment, who talks to my cat. So I think that's maybe why she's asking me if I know Carlisle. It was kind of a weird experience. But I'm gonna go now because my coffee is starting to act up again, and I need to go blow my nose. So everybody, have a good night. Bye. Watch the rest of my videos.